What are you laughing?
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 Penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today sucks.
It kind of does. It kind of does. I've had about enough of it, and we haven't even started.
It's hot, too.
And, yeah, we're in the damn Chinese sauna right now.
It's hot. The Browns are the Browns.
Are you seriously trying to watch football and not be pissed about it?
Are you trying to watch football at all?
Dude, I don't even want to talk about
I
it.
think since I've known you, you've never really watched football ever. So what?
I'd be totally fine with not talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into our beer review today.
Let's start with that because I'm frustrated. You guys that are trying to watch the video that is buffering like crazy may notice that I'm in a different location.
Yep.
We shipped Commander off to Cauliflower Corner.
Yeah, I finally getting to see the Chinese bathhouse in person.
It's hot. It's nice. Some dude just accidentally walked into our house, and he was speaking Mandarin really loud. My cousin went out of his room, and one second. And went out, and he was like, "Hey, can I help you?" And the guy was like, "Is this how you get to apartment number 5?" And he was just like in our living room. It was like a couch, dining room table, like people's shoes all over the place, and the guy was like yelling in Mandarin on his phone, trying to figure out where he was. So that's where we are.
and now that's our next guest on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, find that guy. I think you should probably just lock your doors.
Yeah.
That might have helped.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get in. So
Yeah.
so yeah, here I am. We're trying out this setup for the last time because I'm about to get a brand new everything because it doesn't seem to be operating as it's supposed to. But you can hear me, and that's the important
That's
thing.
Does holding a mic make you funnier?
It does, actually.
Case in point,
Lot more action.
I feel like I have to deliver now.
just keep it.
Like I need like a stool with a water bottle next to me, and need to like be moving the mic around while I'm telling jokes.
and worried about, the cable.
Yeah.
It goes over there.
Luckily, you're not on stage.
So, I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody.
We got Mr.
I'm
Jacob
Jacob.
Weiss with us.
It's just
He
Jacob.
has to be on because Commander's there now. Commander's actually the Mandarin fuck that walked
to
in.
be
He just
on.
set up shop, and
I'm not sure if I was asked to be on it, if I was just asked for my house to be used, but
Yeah, you're actually not supposed.
either
to.
way,
Nope.
I'm here.
Yeah.
It was a vague text. It was like, "Hey, can I use your house to record next Sunday?" I was like, "Sure." Do you need me to like stay downstairs the whole time, or like?
No, of course not. No, you've been on before, so I figured it was, it was a good option. Otherwise, I'd be live streaming from Starbucks or something like that.
We've all been there.
which could be an extra special.
Better or worse.
That's a TMZ video waiting to happen.
So,
EMZ.
ooh, nice. I'm so happy you're back in Columbus. You get to try all the goodness.
Yeah, I sent out Glass Armor, and she did a good job of picking shit up. But is this the one that you had? Because it looked familiar.
I have had that. I
The
don't remember if I had it
assistant
on the
manager
show
beer?
or not, but I have had it. So for those of you not watching, this is a Seventh Sun Brewing Company. It's a tall white can with the cat drinking some shit on top of it.
Does he have a cell phone in his hand? Is that what's going
I think
on?
it's
Yeah,
like
he's-
one of those Go phones.
He's
from
on
Walmart.
Untapped reviewing the beer that he's drinking.
Oh, no, it's Yelp. It actually says Yelp. They are smart. So I don't even know what type of beer this is. It just says drinkable and refreshing. So that's an automatic 3. Because that's the only two description.
It's the only two things that matter.
What are you guys drinking?
I have Bell's Lager of the Lakes. They stepped up their design.
Oh, yeah.
I really like
see
this
it.
can.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good beer.
I haven't had it out here yet. They just got it in at the local beer store, and I like it.
It's my first time pouring a beer,
Whoa.
guys. Look at this.
Well, that the whole drinkable description is ruined now.
Might as well just
It's
be
drinkable, but it's not pourable.
You
You
just turned that into a 12-ounce beer real quick.
Oh man, That's funny. Yeah, Mopar. I think we've had that one with Next Time before.
I like it. It's a good daytime, like summer beer. It says it's a Pilsner, but it doesn't really have that like metallic
The Land of the Lakes is a Pilsner?
Lager.
of the Lakes. It says
Lager of the
Bohemian
Lakes.
Pilsner, but it doesn't
The
taste
Land
like,
of the Lost is a Pilsner?
it doesn't taste like pennies.
Lost Boys?
So it's pretty good. Because Pilsners tend to taste like pennies.
And I have a thing from Stone that I'd never seen before. It's called the Idolatrous.
Adulterous.
That's something that I would say, like, by accident, adulterous. But it's not that. Idolatrous or something like that.
It's good.
Idolatrous IPA. It's from their, it says, Hop Worship series.
Oh. I'm wondering if there's any other type of beer that's going to take off like an IPA. There's so many. Everything's just hop and bitter, which is fortunate for us because we fans of it. But
Yeah.
like, why can't there be any like the metallic, like a Pilsner?
Mhm.
Pilsner should take the fuck off because that's like the equal opposite of a IPA.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've talked about lagers of the local craft breweries that are like some of our favorites. You got the Photon.
Photon.
You
Oh,
got
yeah.
the Urban Sombrero. Yeah, there's some good shit out there. I don't know.
They're just much more drinkable if you're not in the mood for a heavy, flavorful. Even though that sounds bad, but an overwhelmingly flavorful like IPA. Sometimes I just want a beer that I don't really have to taste too much. That's why I always just default to the Millers.
Miller Lite.
No. I can't do it. I tried once recently.
Coors
All right,
Banquet
speaking of drinkable,
Miller
can we
Lite.
drink these?
Wait, you said you tried a Miller Lite and said you couldn't do it?
Recently, yeah.
The best.
Oh my god, they're classic. All right, yeah. Cheers.
Oh, that was really good.
Oh, should
Oh
sh-
yeah, speaking
should I
of, you
show
need to,
everyone my bottle opener?
Yeah, do it.
this is good.
you need to bring your drinking bell to the actual studio.
This is what happens when a company that mostly sells canned beers makes a bottle opener.
Is it, were you hammered or is it actually like
No,
that?
it's just been from use. Like it's slowly been doing it, and then last night it finally snapped, and I just completely impaled my finger with a bottle cap.
There have been worse things that have happened.
Definitely.
So what do you think?
I'm really happy. Pairs well.
I'm really happy pairs well.
It pairs well with burgers and fries.
Well, I suppose that's
Well,
good.
I'm down for a burger and a fry and a beer.
Is you?
No, this is really good. It's just very drinkable. I'm not gonna say anything else. It's on the fucking can.
When they put drinkable on the can, Mopar has nothing to say about the beer itself.
That it's automatic 3 out of 3.
So this has, one of the big trends now is the hazy pale ale. It's very juicy. And this has a good amount of that. It doesn't say hazy pale ale, but it leaves you with that that super citrus, very fruity goodness, and it's awesome. And if you're not watching, Mopar is. Glass Armor's over here running around in glass armor. We can see it from the feed.
Fucked.
I guess I should specify for the people that aren't actually watching, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm with Weiss in his homestead. And if you didn't see him sitting next to me on camera,
I'm here.
They actually just walked into a homestead and claimed a room.
Kerner's in the chat saying that he's teleporting to us, and then he said poof.
okay.
So I don't know if
I
that's...
can't stand that guy.
I was trying to tell him on the way over to the beer store, like, you may have heard funny stories about some people, but Kerner is verbatim. Like, we couldn't make this stuff up. When you see him in person for the first time, it's a cartoon come
He's
to
a
life.
legend.
Oh,
is a legend.
Commander. I guess I should be clicking the record button, huh?
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
get this one of these days.
Record it.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't say the episode number either.
I don't care.
160.
Don't. Nope. Don't say it.
Complete. No, I'm very happy with this beer. Just to finish this off, it is like a lighter. It's only 4.5% by volume. It's a limited release, but it doesn't really have a name. I guess assistant manager beer. Like,
Yeah.
is that a series or is that the name of the beer?
No, that's the name of the beer. I was confused as well because the can looks like there's no label on it at all, but then I've gotten it at the tap room at Seventh Son, and it's assistant.
Which
manager.
I've never been to. I
Wait,
need to
what?
chalk one up. Yeah, I've never been to Seventh
That's
Son.
2 blocks up the street from my homestead.
Well, I don't know where you live.
That's not true. You have been there.
I don't
I'm gonna go with
remember.
the 3.
You're a 3 on the
Oh yeah.
Lake Lost of the Lands.
I'll put it this way: it's hot. I'm sweating. It's summer, and I'm enjoying this.
These guys are
Let me put it this way.
overreactive
I
here.
haven't bathed in a week, so it's really good.
I put on deodorant.
That's the freshen up. You hit the pits and the gooch, and then you're ready to go.
Jeez, it's the double pits to chesty. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
better have a separate bar of deodorant for the other spot.
Exactly. That's where glass armor comes in. Babe, I need you to deodorize that spot again.
She
The hard to reach.
is so pissed. She's never been on the show, and she's in every episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
man.
true.
That's funny. Let me take another swig of this.
This I will say that I wish it was a little colder. I always like my beers to be fucking frozen.
Yeah, these ones that we have
I'm-
queued up are gonna.
I've been not minding. I had a warm, not warm. It was in my kitchen. I forgot to put beers in the fridge last night when I went to bed, and I had the Angel City IPA today, and it was like room temp. It was actually like around noon. It was like a good beer to just like sip on.
Nice.
I know some
I
beers
guess
warm
it's,
are gross.
I always, if it's a warm
true.
beer, I have to have it on an empty stomach. That sounds weird. But I can't drink warm beer with a full stomach.
Sometimes I
It
feel like
just
you make
fucks
up
everything.
rules
No, I
for
get that
yourself.
because it's like beer soup then, and you're like,
Yep,
I'm already
exactly.
full, and now it's
Jacob
just, like,
Weiss
sitting
knows what
right-
the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, no, 'cause-
but Chin Strap over here has no fucking clue. He's like never drank a beer before.
It's because at the skate park we used to always like end up with beer from somewhere, like a party from the night before or something, and be sitting in someone's car all day. And then finally, when we felt less guilty about drinking, like 1 p.m., everyone would start cracking like a 12 of Rolling Rock, and it's literally beer soup. It's like 90-degree beer.
Ugh, I can't do that.
That terrifies me.
Hey, I've grown.
I've grown. Also,
So-
about the Miller Lite comment before, I had a Miller Lite recently, and it just was gross. It was so sweet. Maybe it was a bad batch or something, but like coming from a bunch of craft beers, I had a
You gotta-
Miller Lite and
you
I was
gotta
like,
pair it well.
this is awful.
It pairs well with Kraft mac and cheese, Hot Pockets.
You know, something like the Photon pairs well with everything. Just want to say.
See, I have been recently because these IPAs get you so drunk so quick. So I'll have like a couple IPAs and then I'll downgrade to a Miller. Like even at a bar, I'll just be chilling on a Miller for a couple beers. Just
is it
cool
shocking
off.
or no?
What's that?
Is it shocking or no? You like that shit?
No, I think it's always refreshing because always those cheap beers are always really cold at bars.
Yeah.
So it's always refreshing to me.
See out here, it's like $5 for a Tecate or $7 for like an IPA. So it's like a no-brainer.
Yep.
IPA.
And we were out. I
Yeah.
think it was $3 Miller. It was like $3 Millers while we were out. Like, how are you supposed to fucking beat that?
Yo, I did hit up that bar behind the office, Rehab Tavern. 2 Hearted Tuesdays, 275 pints of Bell's 2 Hearted.
Jesus Christ, those things are like 7.5%.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
my beer-
at least what you remember of it, it was great.
My beer is. Oh yeah, I didn't say this is 7% ABV.
Mine's 5.
I'm gonna give this a 3. This is amazing. Good.
Ooh, I'm
I
excited.
only get one of those
Any
usually.
stone brew that is on point is usually really on point.
You guys
because they
gotta get down
try
there.
so hard.
You got to go to their brewery. It's fucking cool.
It's in SD, right? San
Yeah,
Diego?
I think they have 2. My mom just went. last
Oh,
weekend
I
and
might
she
do that
was-
on Tuesday when I.
She was
oh,
loving
sweet.
it. She
All
said
right,
it was cool. And there's a bunch of breweries in San Diego that do. I would talk to Riley about it because there's some that have like fire brick pizza trucks that come in and
Oh,
like make fresh
hell
pizza
yeah.
at
Fuck
the
yeah.
brewery. All right, I'm
That's what I'm
cracking
talking
into
about.
another one. That's
Do it.
yours, huh?
Which
Yeah,
one
it
of
is,
the
but you can
guys
have
was
it.
at Sierra Nevada recently?
That was someone in the chat.
I think with Linus. I think
Linus. We'll have to
Linus
hit him
or
up. That place looked like heaven.
no, I think it was him. So I did grab a few different beers, so I'll be filtering
Yeah, I'm
through.
gonna give you that one since I took one of yours.
Yeah, you know when you got this, I opened up in the fridge and I thought it said Weiss at first, but it says
I think I had that one on the
Vines.
show before. Last time I had that one on the show.
so. Yeah, so the idolatrous IPA from Stone is definitely a 3, and I'll try a few other different ones along the way. I did have a few Stones on that was Friday. I got an Airbnb campsite in Joshua Tree and just had a bonfire and had a few beers and chilled. And it was nice. And the one was like, there's a particular type of hops, and I've brought this up and complained about it so many times that I feel like I should figure out what type of hop it is, because I always say I'm gonna try to remember what it is and I never do. But an IPA that was just, I don't know, it felt like too dark or something.
Like peppery.
Kind of, yeah.
All I remember is Simcoe hops are the fucking tits. Every time I see Simcoe, I 99% of the time I like the IPA.
I think I'm a Mosaic fan for sure. This
That
this
too,
one
yes.
has El Dorado and Mosaic hops.
I think the Mosaic and the Simcoe are both a little more floral, which I enjoy.
But yeah,
I
whatever
want
this.
some piney shit too. I love the pine.
Yeah. How do you feel about piney stuff?
I'm a creature of habit. If someone I drink what I drink. If someone tells me, "Hey, try this," and they give me a sip and I like it, then I'll start getting that. I really don't change things up much. I get the Angel City IPA because
You basically are the opposite of rolling the dice. You're like,
yeah.
I don't really do
The dice stay
That's why
in
when
my
you-
pocket.
yeah, when you
all-
meet
they stay
Kerner.
in the dice bag always. We have a cool setup here. There's this beer store downtown that does free delivery, and we have a local brewery, Angel City, that's like 5 streets away from me, and I can get their 6-pack IPA for like $8.99 and free shipping. So I only pay tax and then I'll tip, so it comes out to like $10 for a 6-pack IPA whenever I want, and I don't have to leave the house.
Hell
talk
yeah.
about.
Yeah, we have this app called Drizzly in Columbus that delivers beer.
Oh, we have Saucy.
It's just like Uber Eats, but for beer. It's pretty cool.
Saucy is hackable, by the way. If anyone out there has Saucy in their city, just keep making new emails and use a Visa gift card. Keep getting $5
Shit.
off your beer. It's a PSA.
We're gonna have to roll the dice with that. Coupon code ROGUE, but you have to spell it incorrectly to get the $5
Rouge.
off. So, guys, Han Solo came out.
Yeah, I was really considering watching the digital the other night. I think I'm going to wait and get the Blu-ray. I mean, I'm going to get the Blu-ray anyways, but I was like,
Jumped on board. I jumped on fucking
well,
board.
once you buy the Blu-ray, you get the code for the digital, right? It's just that the digital-only version comes out a week early.
Right. I'm so lazy now that if I want to watch a movie and it's not a digital copy, I don't watch the movie.
But the collector's item.
But it comes with all the behind the scenes and deleted scenes and everything. It came with all that
I
shit.
lose
so it's like,
discs.
fuck
The
it.
only thing I don't lose is VHSs. But almost every DVD I've owned, I've lost. Because I take it to friends' houses to watch, take it on vacation to watch, and I lose it.
A while ago, like right when we moved, I sold a bunch of old shit, including all my old consoles and everything, and all my Blu-rays and DVDs, except for Lord of the Rings stuff, the Harry Potter stuff, the Star Wars stuff. Like, I'll keep those as collector's items, even if I still watch the digital. I like to keep those discs for, like, you know, the important shit.
Yeah,
for some
I
reason.
mean, I keep all my Star Wars stuff, even though I watch the Harmies stuff mostly for the originals.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I think on Xbox Live the high definition extended versions are on sale right now. So if you guys are fans of those,
Speaking
How
of Lord
much?
of the Rings, you guys
it's
gotta
still
start-
really fucking expensive to be honest. I
Yeah.
think it was down to like $49.99 for all 3.
Mopar, did you ever play WoW?
No,
Are you down?
no.
I
not.
never played. I never had my own account. Never had my own subscription. And last week I got like the free to play where it's like you play to level 20, and I did it in like a day. I got hooked.
Jesus Christ.
How'd you
bought-
get from Lord of the Rings to WoW?
Oh man,
It's the same fucking thing. Just in game.
dude, it's
Guaranteed.
Because you can like role play in WoW and be like, I'm gonna be a blood elf mage and like pick enchantment and tailoring for your professions and like be like fire or frost and like, so it's kind of like if you like Lord of the Rings and you like how that whole like class system set up between like different races and like what their roles are. Like, oh, if you're a like if you're a dwarf, then you want to be a miner and you want to like craft things.
Yeah.
So like the way, so you can go in and play it like that, and you can choose your quests based on that. So the game, it's basically like if you could MMO RPG, like for that type of lore, because it really like I'm a mage, so I'm basically like a magician. So I get to run around and learn like different things that I specifically would want to learn if I was in Lord of the Rings. And there's like the same type of quest setup where it's like you're helping these people or helping those people, but free to play till level 20. You should try it.
Jesus Christ! I almost passed out. That was so nerdy.
It's hot out here.
That
Just,
same thing.
just a bunch of
He's
sweaty,
getting a fucking brain aneurysm talking about World of Warcraft.
sweaty nerds
now.
over here. Just a bunch of sweaty nerds.
No, I've been intrigued by World of Warcraft. The mere fact that it's been going for what 15 years or something like that,
Longer, yeah, probably longer.
and they've been gradually updating it, adding new content, doing fixes, things like that. I've been warming up to Blizzard, and I think that is huge of them to keep a game running for that long. that's what I really hoped Battlefront 2 could have been, because the amount of shit you could add to that game to still be in the Star Wars universe is pretty much endless.
Yeah.
You can just make up new stories if you fucking run out. But for whatever reason, Mopar, we've talked about this, we don't love the feel of an MMO for whatever reason.
I used to hate it. I tried the Star Wars one.
Yeah, I might just take some getting used to, I guess.
I mean, it really is about like playing with friends, even if you're not physically.
I don't have any friends.
Even if you're not like doing a quest with a friend, just like being in Discord or like being in like a chat, and you guys are all doing your own quest but talking and like talking about the game. It's like anything else. Like if you guys are doing it together, you're all kind of like on the same like path. So it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you should try it, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
It might.
I'm not gonna try it. I'm telling you right now.
I have soft feelings.
I have jumped back onto the Battlefield 4
saw
train, and I'm so fucking happy and hyped about it.
I saw that.
It's still so fucking good, and I have not lost a step. I was scared that I was gonna be middle of the pack, but I'm still on the Mopar train, running and rocking with that shit.
That's good to hear. I still have not played anything since I got back from Philly in July. So It's been like 6 weeks since I've turned my Xbox on like once or twice to download stuff because I thought I was going to play something. Mopar's pissed. But yeah, I haven't really played much of anything. Pokemon on my phone, that was it. And I did what I always do with Pokemon playthroughs. I got to Fuchsia City and I stopped because Safari Zone is bullshit. And I get there and I'm like, I don't want to ride down this fucking bicycle road and fight 47 cue balls, and I'm done.
Biker game.
By the time I get there, usually, like, every time I've gotten an emulator to go back and play, that's usually what's happened.
I started getting ads that I couldn't cancel out of, so I stopped playing.
Oh, really?
I do. I love the enemies, the enemy names, because no one has a name. That's all just like, loser wants to battle. You're like, fuck, yeah.
Biker girl. Yeah.
I like the lad and lass.
Did you get to play the Battlefield 5 beta at all?
Nope. Not at all.
I think
we did. We kind of did some research and watched a few gameplay or run-throughs.
I think you'll like it.
It looks fun. It looks really fun.
I put around 15 hours in for that beta. Got to play a lot of the classes. I ended up playing Scout the most, but knowing how you play from playing with you guys, I think you'll get a lot out of the game because it has more of like the Battlefield 4 pace. With the Battlefield 1 setting. So it's like still cool visually to like be playing in these older places and like the snow and stuff like that. And there's no helicopters, there's no like fighter jets, but you're still like, it's very rewarding for medics.
Nice.
I feel like the classes are balanced to where you can play a class that you're not gonna get a lot of kills, but still end up at the top of the leaderboard. And they have new cool operations where like day 1, everyone's jumping out of a plane and you have to set explosives. And then day 2, all the survivors from day 1, you get more respawns for your score for day 2. And then day 2
Oh, nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Small, stupid shit like
So
that
yeah.
makes the game better.
It's called Grand Operations. So you come in at night, everyone's jumping out of the plane. And basically, if you're the attackers, you have no chance. Like you're getting mowed down, you're dying right away. If your teammate's still alive, you can spawn on them if they're in your squad. If your whole squad wipes, you have to drop again. So you're against.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, you're against the odds. It's kind of like that D-Day thing where like you're rushing this thing that you can't win, and then if you do survive a certain amount of people at the end, then they carry over, and then it's like a balanced fight from there. But the game's fun. For a beta, it felt really good.
Glass Armor bought me a 3-pack.
Sorry for anyone that's not watching.
Pissed.
Oh my gosh, he just held up a 4-pack of beer with only 2 beers in it and wondered what the hell's going on. She must have drank
I'm
one.
excited that the gameplay sounds good, pretty good. And I watched it a little bit, like I said, with Commander before the last episode. And it did seem like a little quicker.
It's fast. Which is, it has its ups and downs. I mean, you get in and you die quick sometimes, but it's really rewarding for squad play. Because I played by myself with randoms, and it was fun. But when I played with my friends and we were able to talk, it was like a blast. It was the best. It was the best a Battlefield game has felt since Battlefield 4 launched. When like everyone was on and you always had full squads to play with, it felt good.
Yeah.
We never really knew that world though, because we got into it kind of late. So we never really. It was always just two of us, maybe Butterclone or Tommy Boy would jump in, but We never
Yeah.
really had that full 5-person, everyone's committed experience, really.
Yeah, it's true, and that's funny because we say that Battlefield 4 is such a good squad game, but it's always just like you and me.
Well, because we know how good it is just with 2 people. If we had a full 5-person, we'd be
Yeah,
fucking
I
raging.
mean, we played.
Oh yeah,
we played
like
a couple.
The one downfall when I was playing, like I'll wreck, but if there's 3 tanks coming towards me, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Die and go to another point?
Yes,
That's all.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Battlefield 5 looks cool. I'm reserved about their battle royale mode, but as far as the normal gameplay for Conquest and for Grand Operations, look good.
Yeah, I needed something that Overwatch wasn't filling,
Oh, that'll be it.
and I
then.
kept playing Overwatch, and I was just like, I just need something better. So I went back to Battlefield 4.
Black Ops 4.
Overwatch is a similar thing to me though. I only want to play that if there's 3 of us, if not 4 of us.
Yeah, it's very lackluster. If
Like
it's
it is
just you.
100% about team play, teamwork.
Yeah.
So if we don't have a
You
full
come up
team,
against some people that know what the fuck they're doing, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's impossible.
yep, yeah, exactly. Why still hasn't played Overwatch? I'm pissed about it.
I've played.
Get it on Xbox. Play with us. Says the guy who hasn't played an Xbox in 6 weeks.
$60 for a console that I don't play anymore.
Yeah, this guy went Master Race PC and fucking excluded us from his life.
It's feeling good, man. Hopped on Battlefield 5 beta, first PC game ever. Feels good. Feels
So
good.
is there any bugs in it that you just like,
Yeah.
I hope they fix this before?
There's no AT rocket, so when you're up against a tank, you have stick dynamite. That's
Jesus.
kind of impossible.
But that's
Basic-
how it's supposed to be.
There'll be an AT rocket for sure. Basic beta stuff, just like audio is kind of off, like footsteps being weird sometimes, but that's kind of how betas always are.
That's how Battlefield
Yeah.
4 is. I played half the match, and I still don't have a gun yet. It hasn't loaded.
The biggest thing is the time from death to getting back in the game, because basically now everything is default to revive. So if you have 2 options, you have hold for revive or skip revive. If you hold for revive and hope that either your teammate, so only your squad or another squad's medic can save you. So if we're all playing together and you're assault and I go down, you can revive me, but if it's anyone else that's not in our squad, it has to be a medic. So if you hold down, hold for revive, that takes like 14 seconds.
Jesus.
And then if no one comes and saves you, then you have to wait another 8 seconds to respawn on, like, you know that screen where it's like behind the shoulder and your player's running around? So that's like 25, 30 seconds to get back into a game. And if you skip, it's still 8 seconds, so it's 16 seconds to get back in the game. So there's like this weird lull right now where like you die trying to push an objective and you want to get back in and like go run back in and help your squad, or like try to like, because if someone's not reviving you, that means they're in a gunfight. So you want to get back in and help, which is how Battlefield should be. Also, while you're down waiting for a revive, you can't look around and see the objectives, and you can't see your mini map. So you can't call out like, oh, I was downed from west, or I was down.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
I'm by B, like I'm in between B and A. Come get me. So I think that will that one's kind of obvious. It'll get fixed. I hope they speed up the revive time. Like I could see them doing like, if you hold for a revive, you opt out of waiting to respawn.
Yeah.
But I personally would like to see situational revives where like if you're defending an objective, then you have a chance for revive. But if you're pushing for an objective, then you have to respawn. Like I would like to see something like that where it's like basically it's higher risk going to push an objective.
Yeah, the defenders have the advantage.
Exactly, yeah. Which I like, that you can kind of like start to build up. And the building is fucking cool. Like
like the Fortnite thing where you can build back up
yeah, so
barriers and shit.
for us, it's like you press T and it pulls out a hammer, and if someone blew up your wall, you can put down sandbags. Or if there's a window,
What?
if
Oh
you're
my God.
if you're a scout and you're like in a building sniping and you know what window you're going to be using, you can go to a different window and board up the window so that no one can shoot you from behind or from the side, and then you can just like sit in that window,
That's sweet.
and then someone has to push you from in the building, and then they'll have the advantage because it's close quarters and you're a scout. So like the game seems pretty thought out.
That's awesome. Yeah, when you were saying about the revive thing, it's kind of like, I thought that would be a cool mechanic. Like it sounded like a cool mechanic. Like if you want to allow yourself to be able to be revived, you have to like opt into that, and it's going to take longer. Or you can respawn quickly and start from back wherever the fuck you were.
Because I think Battlefield 1 had it, but
That
it
seems too
was
long.
quick. Like it was like you kind of had a chance, or you could just bounce and like
Yeah.
go straight to respawn.
Yeah, yeah. So long story short, we're going to be buying that shit.
Yeah, and Black Ops 4.
I know he's been talking about Black Ops since before I even thought about.
So
coming
tell
here.
us about Black Ops.
No,
Call of Duty's back.
Don't let him talk anymore.
Call of Duty's back. They get it. It's that
so.
simple.
What's the setting of Black Ops?
I don't know. It's just a fucking fun game. It really. It's one of those. It's so fun that it doesn't matter. You're playing a fun game where there's fun weapons, there's fun classes, it's fun maps. The map design is amazing.
That's good to say. I never thought about when Battlefield 4 was set or who it was against or what the story was.
Yeah, it's like if you're playing a good game, it doesn't matter. The games that, unless you're playing like a storyline game, I feel like if you're playing a multiplayer game,
thing.
all that stuff's just like extra lore.
I don't give a fuck about the story of Overwatch.
Yeah, if you're hopping in team deathmatch or
There
like
is no story of Overwatch.
There is, but I don't care about it.
yeah, I mean that's how I feel for like Black Ops 4. It's just like to get in and play a game that's just like fun guns, fun game,
Gun game.
dude.
Oh,
The map design.
yeah, and I just like Commander just said.
Don't quote me.
I just like the small little games and the different modes that you can do in a classic Call of Duties. Dude, gun game and sticks and stones and all that other shit.
That's what their
I fucking
Blackout.
love it.
That's what their battle royale now is basically. It's just
Love
an
it.
extra game mode, and it's gonna be everything that everyone. It's gonna take away all the problems with PUBG, and it's gonna take away all the problems that people have with Fortnite. It's gonna be like that
See,
perfect middle ground.
I say I like all the game modes, and Battlefield 4 has about 103 of them, and I've only played like maybe 3 of them.
yeah.
Oh, also, since I've been playing Battlefield 4, I fucking love the maps on it.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I was going all over to all the different maps, and it was like not just Siege of Shanghai.
24/7 Shanghai lobby.
I know. Oh my god.
Dude, it was so...
They all are.
That made me shut it off and put it away for like 3 months. But yeah, so I jumped back on, and it was like Caspian Border and bunch of like Hosnian system and bunch of different shit that I've never heard of. But it was, yeah, it's refreshing, and those maps get so big that it actually, you could feel the flow of the battle
Yeah.
in those really big maps. So
That's why I feel like you guys are gonna, if you try it, I feel like you'll end up liking the Call of Duty Blackout, the Battle Royale version, because they've implemented bullet drop, they've implemented bullet lead. They have a different range of weapons. They have DMRs where like you actually have to equip a scope to be able to use it efficiently. They have heals. They have like it's finally that blend of like kind of what Battlefield shined with.
Mm-hmm.
Now is kind of in a Call of Duty, like playing the Call of Duty Battle Royale feels like Battlefield 4 if you only had one life and you have to work as a team and stay out of the circle. Like it's just so polished, and they've done so well with making Call of Duty like fun in that way.
Well, they didn't need to do a copy paste of Battlefield 4 or Battlefield in general, because Call of Duty is a simpler, faster, easier game, but they just have, I don't know where the fuck I was going with this. Bad BO said that now that Maul's back, they better have him fight Vader. Is there going to even be
No, please.
an opportunity for that?
Please no.
Vader's
No.
what?
No, please no. On the Battlefield, fuck. I just had a thought, and then I don't know where I'm going with it too. Ah, shit. I just had a great idea.
Games.
You know, sometimes it irks me that why don't they just keep making map packs for older games? Like if they kept making new maps for Battlefield 4, I would 99% of the time buy them.
People do.
I think the model has shifted a little bit since then, though.
People
Because
still
that
make
was right on the end of this. We're gonna release one major DLC like twice a year or something, and now it's more along the lines of they're updating games not just with fixes, but with more content like every week or every other week, even console games. So I think it's just a little different.
Mods.
Yeah. He just wants to convert all of us to PC.
You can still play Battlefield 4 and play new maps on mods.
Yeah. Oh, I know what I was gonna
so-
say. So I was watching a streamer review Call of Duty World War II, because when that came out, I was kind of interested. It was like, oh, maybe we can get back into COD, and it ended up not being that great. But he described it very well. It's like Battlefield literally feels like you're on a battlefield, the way the maps are set up and everything. Call of Duty feels like you're in a paintball court that is set to look like a World War II battlefield.
Yeah.
But along that line, like COD is very smooth and it's very perfect for what it's supposed to be. It just doesn't feel as rich of an experience as we want for something like Battlefield. That's just kind of more along our lines, though.
But then open it up and put it on a 4-kilometer square map with 15 small towns, a construction site.
Well, see, that's something I've been waiting for because Call of Duty has always felt so closed
That's
in
what
like
I'm saying.
that.
Now
Yeah.
to be able
So
to be able to pick up like a Koshka or like one of those like snipers from Call of Duty and actually be able to aim down sights with like 8 times and see someone running like 300 meters away.
That's huge
Use
for Call of
bullet
Duty.
lead and bullet drop to hit some, or like someone hops on so there's quads, helicopters, armored trucks. So it's like it's really blended kind of all of these things where like I feel like this game could only come out now. Like it couldn't have come out before.
There's other reasons why Battlefield just was a lot better. Like you have the water and the water vehicles and that aspect, and you have the buildings that can come down. Then you have the air aspect that it all meshes into one thing. And I fucking love it.
Sorry, I'm giggling because I can see Glass Armor playing Skyrim in the background.
exactly
and
where she is,
she
too.
walked into Bellathor's shop, and I was just waiting to hear some shit from Bellathor.
I'm telling you guys, you got to try Blackout because it has those Battlefield aspects where there's like helicopters that you don't even need to use as an attack vehicle. Sometimes they just get you the advantage of having the higher ground.
Always got to get the high ground.
But there's boats. It's just fun. And if you played the old Call of Duties, like the original Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, like all that stuff, those maps are reworked into their Battle Royale map. So there's like a Nuketown Island that has like the 2 buildings from Nuketown, but you can actually go to the rest of the neighborhood. And they have a ray, but it's not in the snow. It's like dried up and in the dirt and grass. And so they basically took some of these older maps that were so small and they just said, this is a place now it's run down and you can just keep going past that border and like into other towns. So it's almost like all these towns were on the same island the whole time, which is like a cool thing.
That is awesome. I like it a lot.
I'll have my highlight video coming out next week. Anyone that wants to see that.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Like and subscribe to Jacob Wise.
Got a couple quick scopes. Got a
Guys,
couple tomahawk
this is
kills.
so sad. Can we smash the like button, please? No, it sounds like I trust you, the way you think about movies and especially video games too. Like you come at it from a totally different perspective than I ever would. So I respect your opinion. So I think I'm going to get it if I can, get back into games and in the first place and get my Xbox out of the closet and wipe the dust off. And
I think the thing that makes me the most like willing and excited to invest in a game like that is I played PUBG for a long time, and to just be overlooked by developers and they're working on creating streamer skins instead of new content or fixing issues like desync. The game was broken and they were working on cosmetic stuff instead of actual gameplay. So now to see someone like Activision, Treyarch, Blizzard come in and bring Call of Duty and already be talking about a competitive side of it for PC as well as continuing their competitive side on console, that makes me excited because if there's an issue with the game, they're going to get on it right away to fix it.
also because you said that Blizzard owns it now, right?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they own it. Either that or they I know they supported them since it's off Battle.net.
That alone could have been the entire thing to make it actually a good game.
It runs amazing. And it's the same. So like on PC, it's the same sensitivity system as Overwatch. So that makes me think that they're actually using some of the code from Overwatch in the new Call of Duty.
Interesting. Yeah. Video games suck, though.
Yeah, it's going to be is that publisher or developer?
It said Treyarch and Activision.
Yeah, that's going to be who develops it. But if it's distributed by Battle.net, then that's different. And
No. So, yeah, Blizzard acquired Activision.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, of course it's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll be getting that October 12th.
Yeah. I might get it on Xbox just to play with you guys. It's that fun.
Yeah, you better. All day. Have you seen any of the deleted scenes, extra scenes, and none of that?
No, I thought about it the other night. I thought about getting the digital for Solo. And you're talking about the digital deleted scenes for Solo, right?
Yeah, I went through them today, and they were pretty good. Also, Ron Howard makes like he does some extra stuff too. just kind of his point of view and how he created some shit. So it's pretty cool.
We can go over it more once I actually see them.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either.
But I was seriously considering watching it, and I knew that we're going to do fanboy commentary very soon, like if not next week, then the week after. So I figured I would kind of want to wait and have a half fresh take on the movie.
I am still picking up small little things, obvious things even, from Solo. I watched it twice since I downloaded it. Man, they're so smart. First of all, who a THX or ILM? What's the sound company?
THX. But
THX.
THX is it's like a fuck, I don't remember what it is. It's like a product.
Industrial
like
Light and Magic.
No, it's Skywalker Sound.
They are so smart with their shit because I was listening to like the behind the scenes and how they pulled, like how they created the Maw octopus thing and its sounds, and it was one of the guys that was on the team that was talking about how he used, I think it was a walrus for most of the sounds because it was such a guttural sound. I'm like, dude, I would have never even thought about using a fucking walrus. It was like that and a prairie dog scream that he meshed. I was like, what? How does this even like come together?
Well, fucking, you always talk about the TIE fighter sound. Why would you ever think of that? And it's like an elephant and a hydroplaning?
Yeah, elephant and like a car skidding, yeah.
Those guys are crazy.
But not even that. There was another one with the coaxium, or is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Where
got a word right.
It's leaking. They're in the Kessel Run, and one of the guys checks on it, and you can hear it like hissing, like it's getting too warm because it's gonna fucking explode. The dude was just like, "Yeah, I wanted it to sound like a hissing thing," so I went on YouTube and found this guy who put like gummy bears in this acid, and it made like a hissing sound. So that's where we got it. Like, what the fuck? Why can't you just make a hissing sound like with a pipe?
That's awesome, though.
But that's what he used. He was dropping gummy bears into test tubes with like hydrogen peroxide or some shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a curse knowing how, well, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a curse necessarily, but knowing how the sound gets made for movies is so interesting. But then when you start watching movies after knowing that, you're like, oh, none of this was recorded on site except for the voices, and even then, a lot of that's ADR. So like they are inputting the footsteps, the doors closing, the can setting on the table, all that stuff is getting put in post by the sound effects team. And it's just crazy to watch it, and you can tell so obviously when it's bad.
Off-screen dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
The ADR especially.
Every punch that's ever happened in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just like someone dropping a sandbag.
But when it's done well, like you in all the Star Wars movies for sure, especially Solo and Rogue One, it's like you have no idea that's even a thing. You're so immersed.
It's
You need the mic.
Every single movie, every single TV
You should
show,
know this.
Every movie, every TV show, there's ADR. And it's weeks of ADR.
Yep.
And the weird thing is it's after edits. So they'll normally do on set, then they'll start their edits, and then they'll do pickup shots, and then they'll edit, and then the very last step is usually ADR before they do what's called like a locked edit, which is where then they start to do like color correction and all that stuff. But ADR in every project is the same way people like think that reshoots is an issue. That's completely normal.
Yeah.
Like everything from small budget films, everybody goes into a movie or TV show predetermined budget for reshoots. It's expected. And that's just to guarantee that you get the best. It's quality control.
Yeah.
It's not an issue or a red flag. It's kind of how the industry's built.
But no one wants to listen. Everyone's pissed. Anything that happens on a movie set.
It's because everyone knows more than everyone else.
Right. Anything that happens on a movie set. Oh, God. This movie's doomed. They showed up for a shooting today. Oh, shit. This movie's going to be terrible.
They pushed back filming a week. They just rewrote the script in 7 days.
They took a 2-hour lunch break.
God.
Dude.
Lunch. What? One of the other big things while I was watching the behind the scenes and the making of, I was very impressed with the girl who played L3.
Oh, yeah.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah, it was cool how they did it. It was like a half CGI, half. She like wore the suit, and then under the suit she had her green screen, like moccasin or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's cool how like for all of her movements, What?
Sorry, a moccasin is for one appendage. And isn't she wearing a green screen suit for her entire body?
Yeah.
She's Green Man.
She's
full
Green
suit
Man
is
with
moccasin.
like a little few pieces of astromech droid on top of her. But
Also,
continue.
yeah, I didn't know she was built from like astromech shit.
Astromech Protocol.
Yeah,
and
Lando mentions that she's
yeah,
like compiled together from a bunch of
She
things.
basically built herself back from like different things.
Yeah, has gotten rebuilt.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was actually really impressed. I didn't know any of that. And when they were talking about it, it was like, yeah, she's got, if you notice, half of her arm looks like R2-D2's leg. It's just like, and as soon as I started looking at it, I was like, what? This is making way too much sense. Fucking hate it.
I was watching.
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to talk about
I
it
thought
anymore.
you were done. I thought I could read your mind after how many years? I was watching Empire on the way over here on the plane, and anytime they were in the Falcon, I was just listening to Han's dialogue and just picturing him talking to L3 instead of the ship itself.
I love that.
It's so cool how that ties back. Like something
Yep.
so small, like it's a retcon, but it's not a retcon because Han talking to the ship, it wasn't wrong. They just made it so much more rich by adding L3 as a character in Solo. It's so fucking cool.
Yep. And I know we've said it before, but it makes the Millennium Falcon a character now
Yeah.
instead of, a ship.
Yeah, so fuck
Yeah.
you guys
So-
for wanting it to crash the next movie.
No, I'm just ready
Dude.
for let old things die. I'm with
No.
Kylo, bro. I'm ready.
I can't see I can't see Chewie go, and I can't see the Falcon go.
All right, I think I was talking to somebody. They got pissed when I said that, and I corrected it. So, I don't want Chewie and C-3PO and R2 and the Falcon to die.
No, I get it for the sake of the story.
I just want them
yeah.
to be gone now. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out.
I'm
So
torn.
if
I don't
if
want
the
him
Falcon has
die,
to
I just
crash-
don't want to see him anymore.
If the Falcon has to crash, that's a price worth paying to enrich the story.
yeah.
There was other small things where
So Sith.
when they're running from the TIE fighters in the Maw area and Han does that like drift thing in the space dust, they actually pulled an actual drifter, like an American race car driver, and it's just like, if you were in a spaceship, how would you drift this? And they actually used his suggestions of, well, you would have to jack the wheel this way.
Oh, that's
Someone
cool.
would have to pull a parking brake or something, and that's where Chewie's reaching up and like pulling a lever. I'm like, this is fucking
That's tight.
perfect.
That's
like
sweet.
that.
Yeah, that attention to detail makes all the difference.
Yeah. And then the other small thing, which might have been obvious for everybody else, but every time you watch a Star Wars movie, you notice something. L3 plugs in to the Falcon, and it's the first time that her and Lando, that you see them go to light speed, and she's preparing to go into light speed, and then she starts going, boo, woo, 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 and then she smacks herself. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's built into the fucking Falcon. That's why Han always has to smack it. I'm like, this is so fucking perfect and well
Shit,
thought
I
out.
did notice that. That's awesome.
Yeah. How he's always like, what is it when they're trying to get away, and he like tries to punch it and it doesn't work. Like that's just
Yep.
L3. Like she so stubborn. Like that's
Damn it, L3.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, every time he like turns it on, it like half turns on and it starts going down. So he punches it and then it actually turns on. You're like,
Yeah, that's so
fucking
perfect.
thing.
Yeah. So
No,
speaking of,
I was really happy with L3 and all the behind the scenes and the making of, because I guess, creating of L3, she was supposed to be an astromech. Like the
Huh.
prototype designs, she was supposed to be an astromech.
That would have been so different.
Yeah.
I
Or
mean, she
maybe-
is like
maybe-
a female version of R2 that actually speaks instead of beeps. Like I imagine that R2 would.
K2SO.
Well, I guess that's true. That's
Well,
true
R2 is
too.
more of a dick. K2 is like sarcastic and condescending. R2 is just an asshole.
Yeah, I think so. Well, he's been through so much shit. Yo, speaking of, dude, this was crazy. When I was in Vegas, I went to the Star Wars virtual reality experience.
How was that?
Dude, I was not prepared for how awesome it was. And describing it is going to sound like nothing. You have to actually...
It was extremely fun and playable. 3 out of 3.
Well, so the VR that I've done, which is very limited, is basically you put on the headset and you stand still and you can like move your arms and stuff, or like step back or step forward, but you're pretty much in one place the entire time. So they had like, you go into this, once you get all geared up, you go into this room, and they had multiple other rooms that you actually walk through. So it's all like measured out the right way. So when you put the VR thing on, it looks like you're in the...
So you don't bump into walls.
So you don't bump into walls and stuff. You can see where the walkways are. You can see where the
Crazy.
gun is when you pick it off the wall. So you step in and like you're in the bottom like cargo bay of an Imperial shuttle. And everything is exactly like it would be in the movies, and then one of the fucking doors moves down and opens, and you look over, and it's freaky as first because like they put you in this square room. So I'm in the VR and I'm like, I'm gonna bump into the wall if I walk there, right? But no, in the meantime, they've opened like a door or something. So this part of the shuttle opens up, and you walk across, and like you're seeing the lava of Mustafar below you, and you walk into this dude. It was creepy at first because it was so realistic. Like I was like, I'm gonna fall over into this pit of lava if I step to the left. Like it was that real. I mean,
yeah, your brain,
dude, it was
doesn't know the
crazy.
difference. When you're seeing it and walking, your mind just like puts to pieces.
Yeah, my brain was out of control the entire time, but it was cool. So it was themed on like right before Rogue One. So you get this message from Cassian Andor at the beginning, and then K2 is the one that's leading you through the entire thing, and he's just in your face talking shit the whole time, which was cool. And they actually got the actors to do it, so it was literally them. But yeah, you go through this whole little 15-minute storyline. It was kind of fun. You get blaster off the wall. You're an undercover stormtrooper. You're shooting stuff. Like the shooting was actually pretty accurate. It was cool. I was getting headshots on stormtroopers. And I don't really think it's a spoiler, so I'm just gonna say it. But you get to the end and you're almost like off of this Imperial base, and then a door. You hear the breathing of Vader, and then a door opens, and it's him with the lightsaber, like at the end of Rogue One in the hallway scene. And you have a blaster in your hand, so you're literally trying to shoot Darth Vader, and he's just effortlessly blocking everything. Like the VR version of Darth Vader was
terrifying.
As terrifying as I would imagine seeing Darth Vader in person. Like it was so reactive. I was blasting him. I shot so much, and he deflected every single one. Choked my partner, threw him against the wall. It was crazy. It was so crazy. It was surreal. I felt like a little kid the whole time. It was awesome.
I love that stuff. That's why I like going to Disneyland, because they have like Star Tours and all that stuff, and you get to just like sit down and be a kid.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what the park is going to be like when it opens.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Another thing that Solo that I noticed was,
I thought you were done with Solo.
I'm not done. There's so many things right here. So all the cockpit Millennium Falcon scenes were shot. They created this like ride capsule, kind of like exactly how you would picture it. Like if it moves up, it kind of, if they fly up, the whole thing kind of shifts up, just like a ride at Disney World. But they also created this like IMAX 180-degree screen in front of them. So when they were shooting and you could see outside, and when they went to Lightspeed, the screen would show Lightspeed.
Wow.
So it actually helped them when they were going through the maw. It would show the space dust and everything. So they were able to react and look at things as they were flying, rather than just like pretending to see an asteroid.
Like that Force Awakens scene where it's green screen and Rey looks to Han and says, "I've never seen so much green in my life." And
Yeah,
it's actually a green screen. How does Harrison Ford not start laughing in that moment?
I know, no one got that. Didn't know there was as much green on
So,
the whole set.
but all of the back, like the back of the head cockpit shots, actually showed the screen.
That's cool.
What they were seeing wasn't. I'm saying like after edits and everything, they didn't put in the light speed. The camera was just picking up the screen,
right?
And they used that. So
that's
I thought
awesome.
That was interesting.
I wonder if that was a Ron Howard thing.
Yeah, I saw a shot. So back when he took over and he was doing some behind-the-scenes photos of filming, I saw a giant projector screen, and they were like playing Lightspeed on the screen. I was like, I just always assumed that was like a post-production thing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what that was.
They probably
part.
still did post it. There probably still was an edit that they did to make it look so real, but they also probably supplied that for the actors.
That's awesome.
Because like I've worked in projects like that before, where it's like it'll be like someone driving in a car and you green screen in the background, but they'll actually project like city night lights so that the actors can kind of like get in the vibe of it and like kind of get that feeling. And then they probably just post it in after so it looks like movie quality. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was something that Ron Howard brought. Because I just watched his masterclass about directing, and he talks about Star Wars quite a bit in it. And the amount of passion that dude has about like storytelling in that setting, in that world, is unbelievable.
Well, he seems more of a actor's director, where he provides you with so much more than what a George Lucas would. Yeah, just be mad. What? Well, mad at fucking what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm pissed. Whatever. I'm fucking done with it. But I guess. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to say, which I thought was interesting, is they actually gave Chewbacca lines. They actually translated it for Alden to react to.
I remember that. Yeah.
So in the script, it doesn't show "rawr." It shows an actual
That's cool.
English translation. So so Alden was able to react appropriately.
I'm sure that made it easier for Jonas to act as well. Like he knows what he's trying to say.
Yeah. Instead of just like be upset. Yeah. I don't know. I would like watching the Ron Howard masterclass, which is basically just like 4 hours of him talking about directing and like how he sees storytelling. It was really interesting to watch, knowing that he turned down directing
Episode
Episode
1.
one.
Yeah.
Like knowing he turned down that setting and that story.
Wait, Ron Howard turned down one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we brought that up when he got announced as the director for Solo. We were like, he worked on Willow with George. He almost directed Episode 1. He worked on American Graffiti. Like, he knows George. It makes sense.
Yeah, so like George Lucas wanted him to direct Phantom Menace, and he said no because
Sorry, you said Mentis.
it's just how I talk.
I had letters in the middle of words.
Yeah. He said no because he was like, "This is your story. Like, you should tell it. You should direct it. Like, it's your thing." And he also said, like, "I want to see it. Like, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, I want to go to a theater and see this movie. I don't want to lose the magic of it." So to see him come back and add more magic to the storytelling of Star Wars as a whole, I think was really cool. And the fact that he even took it in the first place meant that he must have really seen something where, from a professional standpoint, he thought, I can bring more to this. So it's cool to see that he actually got to kind of make Solo the most it could be, I think.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I knew he didn't direct it, but I didn't realize why he turned it down or if it didn't work out. It sheds a little bit light on, like, Red Letter Media's big criticisms that Lucas had complete control and did whatever he want forever, no matter what. But if he was about to hire somebody else to direct it, I wonder if Ron had accepted, if he would also have hired 2 other directors for Episode 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And if the prequel trilogy would have been 100% different.
I don't want to change it.
I don't either. It's fun to think
I'm
about.
fine with it exactly how it is. Just
I
'cause
guarantee you,
It's fun to think
he was
about.
like,
It's fun to think
Ron
about.
was asking, "What is this about?" He said, "Oh, it's a fucking floppy duck," and he becomes the Darth Lord. And he's like, "No."
no matter how bad, I don't even say bad, no matter how uninterested I am sometimes in Attack of the Clones, I wouldn't change it. Because it got from that to Revenge of the Sith.
I like the Star Wars.
Yeah. I wouldn't
So
change it.
when Han asks Chewie basically what his name is after they fuck up for the first time and pretty much half the team dies. Rio dies and Val dies. Or maybe it's in preparation to that. Whatever. He's asking him, like, do you have a name? Like, what is it? He doesn't just say Chewbacca. He says Chewbacca, son of Atachkuk or whatever. It's a long fucking word with a lot of T's.
Yep.
But that makes it mean so much more when he's like, I'm not going to say that every time. Like, I'm going to give you a nickname at one point or another.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the
that makes
fact
sense.
that instead of in the script saying just Chewbacca,
Right.
like, that doesn't seem that bad. But when he says, oh, yeah, my name's Chewbacca, son of Allah like Allah.
It is.
It makes a lot
Actually, they
more
took that
sense. I
from
like it.
Legends. No, that's actually an actual character.
That's kind of like that classic tribal type of thing, too.
Yep. There's a lot of small
Atachkuk.
things in Solo that I really like. Rio was perfect. I fucking loved Rio.
He's about to direct a Star Wars television show, so
Yeah, he better be in it.
You see that photo of him with hanging out with Dave Filoni
yeah. So now it's
at the
so
ranch.
not only was he a Mandalorian in the Clone Wars, he was also Rio, and now he's getting his own Star Wars TV show. And he made, still to this day, one of the top 3 Marvel movies of all time.
Can we just think about the path of him?
John Favreau?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
it's amazing. That's like a dream for people.
He was also, I think, like a have you ever seen Dinner for Five?
Nope.
Oh man,
Nope.
you got to check that out.
I ain't
it's
seen
this,
it.
It's this old show. You can find most of the episodes on YouTube, but it's basically 5 people sit around a dinner table and eat and talk. But there is an episode where Mark Hamill and J.J. Abrams are eating together, and it's in like 2008. And Mark Hamill's talking about how when he came back for episode 6, he thought that he was gonna be dark side. Like he thought he was gonna think like, now I am Vader.
I wish.
So J.J. Abrams is sitting there at the table in like somewhere between like 2006 and 2009, and he's hearing Mark Hamill talk about how like Mark Hamill thought he was going to the dark side. Like he thought his journey was gonna end with him becoming Vader.
That's awesome.
And then now, like, it's so funny to see like the criticisms about like how Mark Hamill hates what Luke did, but like from the beginning, he thought that's who he was. He thought he was gonna actually be dark.
Yeah.
And like we never even actually see him go dark. We saw him have a fleeting moment of being dark.
Well, that kind of plays off of like, you essentially become your parents. Like you grow up and you think I'm gonna be completely different. I mean, in a general sense.
Yeah, because Anakin
Like,
wasn't there for his children.
Yeah. See. Exactly.
Think
Like
about
you
it.
always think I'm gonna grow up and be way different than my dad, and then me and him say the exact same thing, exact same time, and then we itch our ass at the same time during the day, and it's ridiculous.
Bunch of savages over there.
There's nothing but. Yeah,
No, I know what you mean though.
there was another like. I understand why they shot it. So after they fuck up on the train and everything blows up and Val dies and so does Rio, they're walking back in the snow, all the way in the snow. There's a deleted scene of Han and Chewie having a straight up snowball fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like obvious reasons why they didn't put it in, but at the same time, Chewie starts it and I'm like, I kind of fucking like this.
I like that.
Chewie's just being a fucking dirty bastard and fucking with Han because he knows Han can't do anything.
Also, he's like been a slave and he's seen family members die and he's been stuck in this whole thing. Like, okay, a job just failed. Like to him, it's not the end of the world. Like for
He's had
Chewie,
way worse shit
for
happen.
Chewie to be who he is in like episode 7 and episode 8, after all this shit just keeps going on. After Han dies, he's still there. Like for him to keep that, like there's got to be a part of him that's like, all right, well that fucking sucked. Like still got to go to work tomorrow.
I agree with you except for the part about Han dying.
It definitely rattled him.
After seeing Solo, I feel like Han's death should have meant way more to him.
I think that's why you see Chewie so like withdrawn
Wait,
in episode
Chewie
8.
tries to kill Kylo.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like he's fucking tore up about
in
it.
episode 8, I feel like he's like withdrawn. Like it's almost like this. Like
He's
I
still-
don't.
well,
I don't
it is
know
the next day. He's
I
still
don't know anything
processing it.
else. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm here because there's something I have to do,
I suppose that's true.
and he may not know what he has to do yet. But like as far as he can tell, the best way to continue this on is just being there.
Yeah, and it's not been that long, I guess.
Yeah.
I was more along the lines of like, so Han dies, Chewie roars, waits for Han to fall, and then blasts Kylo, and then detonates that shit and then runs back to the Falcon. That's it. And then in 8, he's reserved, like you said, but all he does is push Luke's door open.
I mean, I guess maybe he feels like continuing on what he owes Han is just finishing what Han wanted to do. Like Han
He will
really
finish what he
thought that
started.
it was about saving Kylo. Like that's why Han went there. So if Chewie thinks that's what Han's dying wish was, maybe Chewie will feel like saving Kylo is finishing Han's last deed.
That's a good point.
I hope he rips his arms off.
I hope to.
Will that be the first time we see him actually rip someone's arm off? It's just Kylo's. Kylo loses his
No, he
first
did
hand.
in Solo.
I don't think we saw it.
Yeah.
No, he he tombstones someone.
Maybe he does do a droid or something.
No, I'm pretty sure he rips guys' arms off in Solo. Because we saw it in a deleted scene in 7.
Yeah,
He ripped
but
off
they did-
Ankar Plutt's arm. They didn't put that in, and now I think he did actually do it in Solo.
You're right. They
I
did
know,
it. He
I am
did
right.
it at some point.
Yeah, I know.
I also think one of the most badass scenes of all time is Kira getting locked in at the mines and her fucking that whatever up. And L3 kind of was just
Pike
like,
Syndicate?
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, she's a fucking killer.
Yeah, she
There's
is.
something behind Kira that we all want to know because she has a really dark past. And I love it.
Yeah, dude. She's awesome.
Because even when she first meets up with Han again on Dryden's ship, he says, "How did you get out?" And she says, "I didn't." I'm like, damn, some shit going down.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Sex slavery.
No. Maybe.
Choose wisely.
I hope not.
Could be.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Hey, you need an alias, by the way.
Mobile order.
What is that from?
Starbucks. It happened like 5 years ago. I made a second Instagram.
They didn't even accept mobile orders 5 years ago.
Yeah, it started in like 2012.
No, it didn't.
Oh my
13,
god.
14, 15,
No, it didn't.
16,
It didn't start in 2012, so your counting doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I guarantee it didn't. I used to work exclusively at Starbucks, and it did not happen back then.
Telling you.
No.
We
Anyways,
speak English and we delivery.
that's where it came from. So I decided to start like a private Instagram one day that was like separate from my work one, where I just wanted to like post whatever I was doing, like video game stuff, skateboarding, basically all like my nerd stuff. And I was standing in line at Starbucks needing to make a name, and the chick was like, "Mobile order for Jacob," and I was like, "There we go, mobile order," and that's been pretty much everything.
You're a
since.
liar.
Larry Curly and mobile order. God damn. What else has happened? Dude, I watched Power Rangers, finally.
The movie?
Okay. Yeah. The new movie.
Like the new one? Yeah. How was it? Right here,
thanks.
motherfucker. 2015 Starbucks mobile order now available. 3 years ago.
I'm telling you, I had that beta
Nope.
early access.
You're so wrong.
You guys are pissed.
I worked at a mall, so they get everything like 2 years early.
All right, continue.
About what? Oh, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an atrocious movie.
I'm gonna get a beer. I'm gonna skip this because I could not care less about.
I have
Power
2
Rangers.
left. Grab all of those. Both of them, I should say.
But to be fair,
Yeah, I want to hear all your good and bad.
I wasn't expecting anything from it. 0%.
Right, yeah.
And I thought they played well off of the characters were fine. The Power Ranger characters were fine. The teens were fine.
Yeah, the teams were good.
The history behind it was decent. Like Zordon was a Power Ranger. He failed. Rita was a Power Ranger. I thought that was interesting. Alpha
Yeah.
5 was fucked.
Yeah.
But it's weird because Alpha 5 to begin with was fucked. Like
True.
it was
So it fits.
Yeah, exactly. And my biggest downfall was Rita. Like they did not cast her well. They didn't play her well. The whole thing was fucking weird.
Really?
Every time she came on screen, I was like, just don't fuck this up too bad.
Yeah, I don't know. The fact that they made her an alien, assuming the form of a human, and then she's going around and screaming at everybody for gold. I need your gold. Which is kind of weird. I think that was part of it too. Like, I can suspend disbelief with the Power Rangers themselves because they're teenagers who get a power. But when you combine that with, like, the original Power Rangers were different creatures altogether, I don't know. That's just kind of what threw it off, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Like, they should have made her a human a human witch on the moon or whatever. Made way more sense back in the cartoon. Or back in the
Well,
original
and that's
show.
the issue. Like, you're already coming from a fucked point of view.
Yeah, like, it's really hard to fix it.
But I don't know how they made Rita worse because I personally think they did. I thought it was, but I did like the historical aspect that she was the Green Ranger at one point. Like I think that's badass, and she's like a fallen Ranger.
Yeah. No, I think that ad was cool.
But the whole every time she was on,
Yeah,
I
I don't
hated
know.
it.
Maybe it's the fact that her goal was to build a giant golden beast that made it bad. Like, she was
Yeah.
going around collecting fucking bling to make a giant golden Godzilla.
God, when she walked into that jewelry store and had a conversation, I was just like, I can't fucking just keep working.
Yeah, it was parts like that that made me totally check out. But in general, it was... So before you started the review, you mentioned you had no expectations. I think that's what did it for me. Movies like this and like the TMNT remake, like you walk in with 0 expectations, you have a good time watching it, and that's fine.
Let's get this straight. The
Do it.
TMNT remake was really good compared to the fucking Power Rangers.
All right, so when we saw it, I agree with you, but I have watched it since, and I think we went in with low expectations, and we loved this as a kid, so we enjoyed the movie, but it's not good.
You don't think the Turtles was like an
Nah.
okay movie?
Legend of the Ooze.
No, we're talking about the remakes, the new Michael Bay ones.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen What If Michael Bay directed Up.
Say that again?
What If Michael Bay directed Up? Have you ever seen that video?
No, but it sounds fun.
It's basically the movie Up,
But if Michael Bay directed
every
it,
time someone throws something, it explodes.
Okay.
So like the dogs are blowing up, like the blimp is blowing up, the old guy's blowing up. It's just explosions everywhere. I think there's a like what if Michael Bay directed Star Wars out there too.
I want to see it.
It's everything about the movie was bad, but I still half
Not everything.
I half enjoyed parts of it. The one that the bit that like kept it all together were the teens themselves and their interactions with each other
Yeah.
and the relationship built there.
That's what I was
Like,
just gonna say. You can't hate the
at
whole
that
thing.
At that core, it was decent.
Yeah.
Like they were all kind of fuck ups, and they all needed to do one thing or another. And I don't know. I really liked Billy actually. I thought the black kid that played Billy was perfect.
Yep.
Did you see the second Pacific Rim?
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh
I didn't see the first one.
man, if you like Power Rangers and like Mech Assault and all that stuff, you should see those. And the second one,
That's what I think of it.
they're pretty cool. There's a little Gundam shout out in the second one with statue.
Also, when they become the
He doesn't care.
Megazord
I don't
and
know
they
if you heard me.
each control a limb, I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. where they
I think that's a tongue-in-cheek thing
I
because
thought that's how it always worked.
Yeah, I think it's a tongue-in-cheek thing because kids always used to think that that's how it
I thought
actually
that's how it
worked.
I still think that's how it works.
No,
yeah, but
I also
they were
thought
all
that too.
in one central room.
So
Well, yeah, but
There's
they're
cords.
controlling the Zord that they came in.
Yeah,
Like
no,
this
I hear
this
ya.
yeah,
It
like
was
this
just-
dude's Zord turned into his arm. So now you
it
got to
was just
control that.
Cringy to see on screen. Like, did you just bitch slap Rita? Yeah.
Yeah, it was, they went a little over the top. The whole first half, like the setup about the like the prequel thing was Zordon, and then it's all the interactions between the teenagers for like a while, like 20, 30 minutes. I was hooked with that. But then as soon as Rita came on board, she asked people for gold. Goldar gets built. He's a giant fucking gold thing.
Mindless beast.
As soon as all that stuff started to kick in, it just went downhill real quick.
No, I agree.
And then
As soon-
they fucking team rocketed her into space. And that's how it ended, and I hated that so much.
I agree.
They were halfway there.
Also, she doesn't die. She just floats up and does the icicle
She
Superman
B-does.
thing.
Yeah, she's not dead, so we'll get a sequel. Sequel's coming out actually, announced, I think.
Jesus.
I rewatched Dark Tower on the flight as well.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
bad.
not bad.
I
by any
feel like
means.
I'll like it.
It's a good movie.
I mean, it's not going to be like one of my favorites, but it looks like a movie that I'll be entertained watching.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think we actually talked shit about it per se, but it's a good movie for what it is. I, as a fan of the first 4.5 Dark Tower books, was just sad. 4.5 out of 7. Yeah, the just sad that they changed the format of it and made it an hour and a half popcorn action flick instead of like a 3-hour epic fantasy sci-fi bullshit.
This is where I get like torn. Like part of me, so I just watched the Warcraft movie. Like obviously, like there's different things that have been made about either like books or video games where like you want the most out of it. But I'm starting to get to the point where I'm enjoying things being different, specified by their like format. So like
Yeah.
I don't need a movie to tell the story that I can experience through. Like if there was a Revan movie, I don't need it to be Knights of the Old Republic because I've already experienced that. I've lived that. I've got to be that player. Like I know a lot of people would be triggered if they made a Revan movie that differed from Knights of the Old Republic. But I also don't mind because I'd like to see a new story. But like people
differed from it versus set with him before or after it is two different things. Because in Dark Tower, they kind of change what the story actually is in the first book.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even mind if they come out with a Revan movie that's totally different if it's a good
Yeah,
movie. Because
yeah.
then I still have those experiences I had growing up, and it doesn't change it. I
See,
can
that's where I get irked.
I can still fire up Knights of the Old Republic and play my story, or I can just watch a movie. Like I'm not
Well,
canon crazy.
what's the point of making a Revan film that's different? Why don't you just make a film with a character that's brand new and experience the same thing?
That's what I'm saying. I would much prefer that. But if they did it, I'd still rather get that than nothing.
Yeah, they better not put Revan in a movie and make it different.
See, I'm okay, like, so off the Revan example, I'm totally cool if they make a movie before or after KOTOR that is Revan, doesn't talk about KOTOR, But if they're going to cash in on the idea of Revan because he's popular and then entirely rewrite the story of KOTOR, that's where I get pissed.
Yeah, but here's the deal. If they make a Revan movie, it's going to be different than your Knights of the Old Republic experience.
Slightly, but...
No matter what, there's going to be things that happen differently where you're like, I would have never done that if I was Revan.
They could just do the Mandalorian Wars. Why? I mean, it could lead right up to it, and it could be totally unique.
I'm getting less and less that like feeling of ownership over the things that I play or the things that I watch.
I understand that.
Where like if people want to do things and test it, then like, yeah, go for it. And if it's a failure, it's a failure. You learn from that, which is like, I don't know. I think I've been so put off by like this toxic like ownership of like this is my franchise or this is my story that I get and you guys fucked it up. Like I'm getting so pushed off by that now I'm like, I'll take anything, and if I watch it once and it's entertaining, cool. Like I'm not gonna worship it, but I'm also not gonna be like the ship's dead.
Yeah, I guess I'm being hypocritical because I think of comic book movies is basically the only way that I consume superhero stuff. But people that have been reading Iron Man for the past 20 years,
so different.
They know a totally different story than what happens in the MCU.
But that doesn't make Iron Man less.
Exactly. It doesn't make Iron Man worse of a movie because it's one of the best, and it doesn't completely refute the storyline of the MCU. So I am being a little hypocritical about Star Wars stuff. I guess from a creator and fan perspective, like I don't know why they would make Revan into a movie other than to cash in on it.
And maybe that's why they haven't. Maybe that's why George Lucas cut Revan from Clone Wars.
No, and then I'm cool with that. Yeah.
That's why I don't mind if they're not doing it, but
he cut Revan from Clone Wars because it was a great story that he didn't create. So he's like,
fucking jealous.
That it's not my creation.
He put Bane in it. He put Coruscant in episode 1.
Barely.
He didn't come up with Coruscant. Timothy Zahn came up with Coruscant, and he put that in 3 of his movies as a central plot point.
The plot point.
Yeah, like Coruscant came from the Thrawn trilogy. That's where Coruscant was created. Timothy Zahn put it in his books, and then technically any of the old Legends stuff that was made, Lucas Rights owns the property to any of those like intellectual ideas. So George Lucas
I don't believe any of that.
George Lucas was able to say, "Oh, Timothy Zahn came up with Coruscant. Well, guess what? I'm making new movies. I can use that because it's copyrighted by Lucas Arts. It's a Lucas Arts Legends book."
That's such a small thing besides a character in an entire era.
Coruscant is giant. All of the
I think that's huge too.
Almost all of the Clone Wars revolves around.
No. So you're talking about the idea of the planet Coruscant, which now holds weight because
what I'm talking about is like the visual idea of what was described in the books of an entire planet that is one city, that has different climates that are decided by basically the planet itself. Like they can control the environment. That's
such a small thing to the entirety of Star Wars, though, compared to like a Darth Revan.
I think so. Like based on what he's like, the idea for Coruscant, sure, but Coruscant holds weight for us because that's where they decided the capital was, and the Jedi Temple, and everything that happened with Anakin and Padme and the Senate and all that stuff.
I feel like you guys are overlooking how small
maybe
something like that can play into how a story develops. The one idea of Coruscant is a planet that is also a city sparks an idea like there's an underground, which sparks an idea like Cad Bane, which sparks an idea like